So if you guys are like me and you purchased a 2022 WRX, you know that the worst thing about the car is the sound system. So in today's video, we're gonna go ahead and install a set of new front speakers. I already have the driver's door completely done. So you guys can see I bought a speaker bracket. It's fully mounted in with the 6x9 versus the stock speaker is only a 6-inch. These are pretty power efficient Rockford Fosgates. They're 65 watts RMS and 130 peak, and they are a 4-ohm speaker. These are the model number, the R169X3. I picked them up on Amazon for 100 bucks. I've got a wiring harness that I bought for $8, and then the speaker bracket was $16, so the whole thing's like about 120. I went ahead and popped off the front speakers as well. So if you guys can see down in here, the front speakers, the tweeters, are a silk dome tweeter. And the nice thing with these is they are also silk dome tweeter as well. Polypropylene mid-base driver, rubber surround. These are going to be resistant to weather and heat, moisture, all that type of stuff. And nice three-way. So I'm going to go ahead and fire up the system, show you what this sounds like with the stock head unit. And these, I think, run pretty effectively. They're pretty power efficient. Maybe later on I could do like an inline amplifier or something like that, but these sound pretty good. I'm pretty happy with them. So let's fire them up and then let's do the install. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how to remove the door panel and completely remove the stock speakers, install the new speakers, everything that you need to do to get the job done yourself. It's pretty simple, should take less than an hour to do both fronts. So we're going to remove the door panel here. So just get in the door panel here, just put a little flathead in here. It just pops right off. Door panel, if you just open the handle, you can just put a little flathead back here and just pop it right off. And for this one, guys, if you just kind of take it and kind of pull it back, you can get your fingers back in here. And you just kind of pull off fast, it'll just pop right off. From here, you've got a screw right behind here, which we'll remove. And then behind this little cover, you have a little screw down here as well. So that's it there, screws out here, screws out there, and this is off. So from here, the door panel is ready to be removed. And myself, I think the easiest spot to get to it is right here in the front. Right around this corner, you can kind of work your fingers in there. And once you get them under, you just want to give it a quick pull. You guys can kind of work your way around. And just lift straight up and off. Okay, so this is looking on the back side of the door panel, guys. These work exactly the same as the rear panels. The pink goes on the top, the black goes on the bottom for when you guys put it back together. But these little tabs here are like this little channel here. You just put your finger behind, pull that out, and then from there the little connector ball can just pop up and out. Same thing for the bottom one. And then from there you have a wiring harness, which is down here. You can depress the little tabs and take those out. There we go. So here's a good look underneath, guys. So this is where the one harness was, and that's where the other harness is. And as far as those door locks here, that's basically all you're working on, is removing these from that. Pretty simple. These are the little plastic retainer clips that were holding the door panel onto the car. So you can see that they're all there except for this one. It did the same thing on the driver's door, it popped out. So we'll go back to the door and we'll remove this using our panel popper, and then we'll put this back on the panel so when we reinstall, it'll be held secure. You also have these little, like, they're kind of like foam or something to keep the door, these little plastic clips from scratching the door panel. So if any of those fall off, make sure you grab them and put them back on. So as far as putting this back on, it simply just will slide right back on. There you go, ready for reinstallation. So this is the front speaker, guys. It is a 6x9 basically cover plate with a 6-inch speaker in it. So this thing is so sad, and I think that's why most of us, you can hear pretty much all the sound when you're sitting in the driver's seat. All you can hear is the speakers sound from the front tweeters, and the reason that you can hear those is because those are silk dome. They're so much higher quality of a speaker than these, that these are just really muddy and really flat, leaving the sound all you can hear is treble from those front speakers. So by removing these and installing the new Rockford Fosgates, it's going to be very well balanced, silk dome tweeters, and it should sound pretty uniform. So let's go ahead and remove this. And you can see this is just paper. So to disconnect the speaker, you can see there's this little tab here. Just depress that. That just pulls up and out. And we can just zip all these 4 screws off real quick. Save them, we're gonna reuse them to mount the old one, or the new one. So now that our screws are out, this simply will just pull away. There we go. So this is looking inside the door here. You guys can see the window. So we have a little bit of clearance. We don't have a lot. I wish I would have spent a little bit of extra money to buy myself some sound deadening on Amazon. It was like 50 bucks for the Amazon stuff, and it would have really helped keep the noise down and give you more of a premium feel with this car. But I can do that in another video. And here's a look at your guys' harnesses. So those are the windows and the locks. And then these are the door locks and door handle. So as far as what comes in the box with the speaker, you get this grill cover. You guys aren't going to use that because it won't have enough clearance. But let's go ahead and compare these two. So you've got the factory speaker versus the Rockford Fosgate. This is a 6x9, so it's going to output a lot more sound because there's more surface area to create sound. And you've got like rubber surround, moisture resistant, silk dome tweeter. It's going to match the front speaker dash speakers a lot better. This is this, and as far as depth, you guys can see that this one sits up probably like 3/4 of an inch taller, and that's mostly because the magnet and stuff is a little bit bigger. But don't worry, as far as window clearance, I've already tested the other one. It fits perfectly with the door panel. Door panel doesn't need to be trimmed. It sits right against the little guides. This is what I'm talking about. So you have like this little plastic ring that goes around the door panel. That's to help project the sound out of the door panel instead of it getting lost inside. Fits perfect with that. There's no touching.
That's what she said.
It also clears the window as well. So somebody had messaged me and asked me a comment, hey, is this going to clear the window? It does. It doesn't touch it on the other side, so I imagine this side would be the same. With the rear speakers, if you guys haven't seen the rear speaker install, I was able to reuse the factory speaker brackets with the fronts. It won't work because the Rockford Fosgates are too big, so I went ahead and like took that whole baffle plastic out of here and removed it, thinking maybe I could reuse it because I don't want to wait for the other brackets to come, but it doesn't fit. This is too big. As far as the speaker bracket you guys are going to need, this is the Metro model number, the 82-8146. This is for a Toyota 6x9 speaker, and then this is an actual Toyota bracket as well. It's 72-8104. And if you guys go onto like Crutchfield and you type in, I'm not sure who it was, one of this 2022 Subaru forums, the guy had installed some speakers, and I messaged him. I said, hey, what did you do to figure out what brackets? He said it's just put in the 2022 was it Subaru Outback, and it's the exact same stuff. So that's all I did. I just put in the 2022 Outback for the ring adapter as well as the harness. It matches right up to the 2022 WRX if that's what you guys are trying to figure out. That was kind of my big holdup on trying to figure out what brackets to get. And if you guys didn't see last week's speaker installation for the rear speakers, I'll put a tab on the upper right hand corner of the screen as well as a link in the description below. They sound awesome. It makes a hell of a difference. If you guys want to get caught up, go right ahead. Yeah, and if you guys look at the speaker, as far as like how much room that driver can move versus how much this driver moves, this is going to be a lot more surface area, a lot better sound. If you guys like this kind of content, make sure you guys hit the thumbs up button, hit subscribe. It helps me to continue making videos like this for the channel. All right guys, so this is the Metro harness. So you can see it has the negative and the positive connections already on here. This just connects right into the factory Subaru door harness. And then as far as your bracket, there is a couple of holes. You want to make sure that this is the top because that's where your wires are going to basically go through here, like that. You can just slip them through. So that's going to be the top of the speaker. And yeah, we'll mount that orientation. As far as which way you want your speaker to go in, you want your wire connections to be towards the top, towards that hole. so everything lines up. So go ahead and set our 4 screws in there. We're just going to use the screws that come in the package with the speakers. They work just fine. Okay, so to secure this bracket, guys, if you just raise it up there, you're going to see that the holes don't align everywhere. So what you're going to have to do is mount with 2 of the holes, and then the other 2 holes are going to go into the plastic. So we're just going to kind of twist this thing around to line these up the best we can, and then we're going to put a screw in here. Okay, with our 2 screws kind of set in there, what you're looking for is you want to kind of have this bracket canted as much off to the side, because you want to be able to drill into there, and you don't want that gap. You want to go right into the plastic. So we'll go like that. We can drill it right in. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and just kind of snug these down by feel with the screwdriver now. Get them right where I want them. By hand. That feels good. And then as far as the other 2, get you guys a little closer look back here. So the 2 that went into the actual housing for the Metra speaker bracket, you can see that those aren't very secure. So what we're going to do is take a couple of these little screw clips, whatever they're called, like spring fasteners or something. We're going to put one on each side here, and then we'll just go ahead and screw it down. Show what it looks like in a sec. So this is how I secured mine. So you can see that that fastener spring clip goes all the way down basically to the body of the ABS plastic, giving this a nice secure fit on each side. And then where we've screwed the screw through the ABS plastic, that will easily be threaded into that, because it's about 5 mils thick, as you guys can see. So this is my setup. This is all good to go. From here we can go ahead and put our Metra speaker harness in. Let's go ahead and slip this through here. Guys, in for a close look. So it's a very factory-like install. Everything matches perfectly with the way that that wire just comes right up and out. It's going to fit perfectly. You don't have to worry about trying to figure out how you're going to do your wiring. So let's go ahead and let's bring this out to the car, and I'll show you guys the fitment as far as how it's going to line up with the door panel and the window and everything. So even when that's in there, it probably clears the glass by a good ½ inch. If you guys can see down there, I'm not sure if the camera is going to pick that up. So plenty of space. I'm going to go ahead and put the harness underneath here because it helps kind of hold it and keep it out of the way. Let's move around. Let's move to the bottom, guys. So you got a couple screws here. Everything lines right up. And then I'll bring you guys in for a closer look so you guys can get a real good perspective up close with the camera. Let's go ahead and connect the harness. So this is our setup, guys. You can see everything mounts perfectly. Harness has plenty of wiggle room. I like having the wire go underneath here, so it kind of keeps it more cleaned up. You can still, move it around if you need to. It's not jammed or binded up in there. And then this is your bottom connector for the bracket on each side. So you guys got a nice clean look. I'm gonna go ahead and just throw the key in real quick, and let's see what it sounds like, and then we'll throw the door panel on. I want to make sure everything's working before I get everything put back together. So yeah, everything's working, and this system sounds so much better. Well worth the about 180 bucks for everything, including everything I needed to get this swapped out. And I'll have the links in the description down below for the speakers and everything that I used if you guys want to get the same setup for your WRX. And let's get this put back together. Let's sit inside, let's play with the audio adjustments and see how it sounds. You guys are just going to put the door panel on in the exact same way you removed it. So we'll start with the little pink switch on the top. Put that in the same channel. Black one goes on the bottom. Get our harnesses on. And there's plenty of space for that speaker to sit against that plastic ring on the inside of the panel I was telling you about right here, guys. So that's not an issue. And just want to line up all your plastic clips. And then we'll give this a little tap into position. We'll go ahead and just reinstall our little plastic cover here. There we go, that's looking good. That looks just like normal. Last piece, this little purple clip goes back into this hole. Push that in first. Bring this up around the window, tap it in. This is done. All right guys, so I got the system on. I've heard it for about 2 seconds. I want to show how excited I am because it sounds freaking awesome. Oh my God, here we go. So I'm not sure if the camera picks up on that bass, but the bass from these 6x9s up front is awesome. And with the sound of those silk dome tweeters and these being silk, it sounds balanced, where before all you could hear was like that bright treble from the top. Now it's very well balanced from the fronts to the rears, which are the 6.5s, all the same series. Sounds awesome. In my opinion, I think there's plenty of bass, plenty of power. I don't think there's any need to put an inline amplifier unless you guys wanted to add like a sub in the deck lid, you could do that. Myself, I really wish Subaru would have put the rear speakers in the deck lid, but for you guys that are wondering if you can do the subwoofer in the deck lid like the HK system comes with, let's take a peek. No, so if you look at this, this is all solid, so you can't really mount a rear subwoofer in here like the other one unless you did some major modifications. So that answers that question for me. You'd have to do just like a subwoofer in like the side and the trunk or something like that. By doing like an inline amplifier running a speaker wire to the back, but I don't think it's necessary. For me, it's not. But I'm going to show you guys where I have my settings for bass and stuff. So if you go into your menu, go to settings, go to sound, go to audio, and then I've got the sound restorer function on. Virtual bass I have on high, and I've got the dynamic beat enhancer on low. To me, I think that gives the speaker the best kind of punch, the best overall bass with no distortion, and kind of the fullest range of audio that I think that you can maximize getting out of the stock head unit. One other thing too to improve your sound, if you actually put the phone cord into your phone for Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, it sounds better doing that than it does using the Bluetooth function. So I'd recommend that instead of the like the media button and the Bluetooth. It doesn't sound as good. This Apple CarPlay unlocks it and just makes it sound just a little bit better. So make sure you guys are doing that too. That's another quick tip. Now, one of my friends does have a limited WRX 2022, and I've heard the HK system of that. It does sound awesome, but I think he paid like $37,000 for his car plus tax and everything. That's well over 40 grand. I paid like 33 with tax for this. So for 7 grand less, I can live with the stock seats. The stock double din DS head unit is fine with me. I like that there's no glare. And by upgrading the speakers, I'm now satisfied with the car stereo system. And it sounds so awesome, guys. Oh my God, what a hell of a difference. And like that's at 30. Before with the stock speakers, I was constantly listening to it at 38, and I think these put out more sound at 30 than the stock ones at 38. Like, I don't think I would turn it up to 38 when I'm driving, but we'll see. Just to show you guys, the windows go down fine. No touching on either side. Everything fits, works, and sounds awesome. The only thing left to do with the stock speakers and throw them where they belong, right in the trash. I'm gonna go ahead and end today's video here in my office with you guys. For you people that have been following the R32 GTR build, I do have the full HKS Step 2 2.8 liter stroker kit from Japan. It is here. That's the model number. That's the real deal. Take this to the machine shop and get it dropped off, and it's just more money. But you guys stay tuned with that. I'm gonna have a full unboxing video coming for that as well. But it's about noon on Friday. I'm gonna go ahead and start editing this one. It should take me a couple hours to edit it. Then I'll get it uploaded to YouTube for you guys to enjoy for Friday night and the weekend. And hopefully it'll get some good views and perform. The channel's been doing pretty good. I'd like to thank all the new subscribers. We have cracked 5,600. We've got over 100,000 views today, or 100,000 views this month, and I'm very happy with the growth. Thank you so much. The channel is making about $500 a month, and with that type of revenue coming in from you guys supporting the channel, it's helped pay for the HTS stroker kit, and it means so much to me. I just want to say thank you to all you guys. The WRX has been really popular. That's the reason I bought this car, is to have fun with something I'm passionate about, and I hope it shows through the videos that I make to you guys. Well, that's going to be it for today's video, guys. If you liked today's video, hit the thumbs up button. Leave me some comments down below. Let me know if you like the sound of this sound system as much as I did, or if you guys are going to go with a different speaker setup. But overall, I'm very happy. Well worth the $200 and a few hours of install time to get it all done myself. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning into my channel. I hope you guys liked this video, and I will see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.